Не знам защо спира така стрима от никъде. Shed no tears for the little fellow friend. His sacrifices... не е рип. His sacrifices will be the key to our success, and yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand of procuring what we need to get back to help him get back on his feet. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sandskin Sibylle lurking about the east of here, and I do not believe one of their tandems should serve well to put the spring back. In the little fellow's step, snag one for me, and I will see once repair. Тегаво, че целият стрим е накъсан на 3 части вече. Иначе общо сме стримвали 8 часа за сега. Grinding 55 seconds. Трябва до края на този стрим да приключим такова, Shadowbringers. You are, and your timing couldn't be better. Защото следващия стрим ще бъде понеделник, пък ние сме към края на нещата. Няма смисъл въобще да го оставям за по-късно. Пък и не мога да разбера защо и така от никъде просто спира. Насякъде спира. Даже сега трябва да оправям заглавието и другите неща. Ако отидеш в YouTube ми и отидеш на лайв, ще видиш един сега 6 часов стрим, час и 30 и така. Yo, Baki? What? Baki workва на стрима? Thank you so much. I love you, bro. For real. Yes. Обърках това. Може би нещо е проблема с интернета ми тук, I don't know. Any luck finding that tandem? For my part, I have acquired something that should serve as makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg. But hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it will be more than worth it. Perfect, yes. I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's shaped drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Prognosis was last sighted in the southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main through frame. Тоя квестлайн тук не ми харесва. Защо трябва да спираме MSQ прогрешена, за да правим някакъв сайд квест? Това тук наистина въобще не ми харесва. I don't like that. Ho there, friends. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back on the tiptoe shape. And since it appears we have found us a perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? Kindle us a fire, we might be here for a while. Well, I'll be... There's the bastard. Чай, че не мога се наместя. Look closely now. Hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Prunisi sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. Какво да не е контролиран от някакъв Асиан? And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin into trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Just as I expected, gone without a trace. No shed no tears for our little friend. Though his sacrifices, we now know just how much distance we must keep away from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark shadowy abyss. Не може ли просто да фърлим камък и да видим с хвърлянето на камъка, не цял робот да отива там. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I have seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you have seen a ghost. A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please, help me. Help me get out of here. Over here. Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees, not even an either current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what in the God's name is it saying? The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he is lost inside, with no other current to follow? Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Not unlike what will happen if either right to which one was teleporting was destroyed mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there were some way you could channel your Aether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. You reckon you could just do that? I won't think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Wicked White, I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still you find ways to surprise me. Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Mordsak and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. Човек. Литерали последната мисия, петата мисия, като цяло петия квест. И ми казва да правя сайд квестове. I don't fuck with that shit. Освен ако не ми даде някакъв спел или нещо. The boy's resting now. He's weak, but not wounded. At least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also have returned to our world alive? There's much we must ask him when he wakes. On another subject, this might be a road question. Have you ever looked after a child before? Hey, makes the two of us. Bounty hunters like me don't get much opportunity for babysitting. Still, until we can track down the boy's parents, I suppose I have little choice but to look after him myself. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale, after all. Methinks I will go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Да, брат, още 4 такива квеста. There's just one rob, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from or just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half-arsed cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents without due speed. I suggest that he go for a stroll around Mordsak, in the hopes that the sights might help him jog his memories. He can have wandered far. Why don't you go and check up on him? Do not tell me, you're the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned, the boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carrier who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from, only the darkness. No need to apologize, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the hollow's truly our gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours, but that's not possible, or is it? You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend. Worry not, I won't pry for details. Ah well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You'd truly do that? For me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. It's no burden at all. Besides, if you can figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the option. One possibility is that you're an orphan all alone in this world, with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yes, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you're truly as skilled magic as they say, then it stands to a reason that someone trained you in the art. Who is this master of yours, and whether you're in their blood, lacking connection, or simply received their tutelage, I guess, This I cannot say, but either way, I'm certain they are worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mordsak in the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Tainor's description, which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he has any helpful rumors. Osiem часа, 8 минути, 8 секунди. О, брат. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask, it's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Morsak, I stopped over a day at Journey's Head. There I met a line mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a Sin Eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells. Could it be? If the Sin Eater that attacked the poor man was Pronises, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father? We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is no. There's no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. Oh. Има още 3 такива квеста. Ho there. I hear there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him, right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all? This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family? Just so, we heard that a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped, alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But, of course. Yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It's not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it's not. Guess that means either myself or Nivi here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me or take my mind off things. Not a bad idea. If the lad doesn't mind, I reckon Tainor would rather be with someone of his own age. Take his mind of things. Speaking of which, how is the boy father holding up? I fear the poor man is already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though the part of me regrets that choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Christerium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and a deadly sin eater still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead, or worse, than to ever unite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Hey, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He's kindly enough chap and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us on the willing and able to do. Oh. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision and I intend to take responsibility for it. Bro. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tainor's up and ran away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Then I said my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? Tainor's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him. Shut up, just shut up. I bet you are turning into a sin eater already. Why? Why did I say such mean and nasty things? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for being a bit of edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west, and you take the east. And be careful out there. Брат, не мога да... Няма, ще бичвам за това. Защо сега ми дава рандом квестове? Просто искам да продължа с fucking сторилайна. To be honest, I don't care that much about these things. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Чем да рама, аз по-добре си остави останалата част за следващия път. Брат, аз следващия път ще стримвам понеделник. Forgive me, I don't deserve this kindness. Не понеделник, даже вторник. Пък искам да играя и офстрим също на играта. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories. And then I started thinking, what if I end up like that boy's father? What if already is happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin eater than Nivi or me. Лека Димчо, благодаря, че беше на стрима, брат. Is that so? That's good to hear. But I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad. And you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I don't understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Now it's your turn, Tainor. And do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is the equal of my own. If I can succeed, there's no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Nabelt. I shall try my best. Wicked White, are you alright, Nivi? I remembered now. I was standing here on these blighted plains. My head hung low in shame. Then Nabelt turned to me with a smile and the heartening words. Nabelt, why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we have much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Да ти, бабо Кука, точно сега ли трябваше да дойдеш? Fucking bitch ass retard. Да, още един час и още, сигурно още 2 часа и нещо ми остава, докато привърша. Fucking hell. Hey Nor, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I have seemed to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crusterium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come to visit. I mean, after you get your memories back. And no, of course. I promise. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. Знаеш какво? Наистина ще интерпретирам нещата с историята, но не ми се занимава с тия сайт квестове. Оф. Хем бяха 2 часа и половина. Както каза Димчо. Стримам вече 8 часа и половина. И още не съм приключил. Ма разбира се, че ще има дюти. Outbird? The fuck? Ah, yes. Не ме интересува. Майка ти да е бат тъп чакал. Брат, не ми пукал, да ти... Бай тъпия сайт квест. Let's go. Бах ти, никакъв демиджа къде наби. Лимит брейка. Май ще спирам стрима след като мина това дюти. Oh. Окей, thank God, брат. Спирам стрима долу. Лъвял, благодаря ви, че бяхте на стрима. Fucking mad респект. Кои са останали? Вики само. Thank you. Fucking tired as fuck съм. Лекинка.